Okay, going to do a little update. Got all the parts blocked with the 220. It all blocked out really nice. Bumper's really good. Hatch blocked out really nice. It was still high here and a little low, but it all blocked out really good. All them places. Everything blocked out really nice. Looks good. The driver's side fender, you can see I went through the primer because that body line wasn't as straight as I liked it to be, so I kept blocking until I'm happy with it. When I put primer on it, I'll know for sure if it's I got it nice and straight, but I'm pretty sure I got it this time. And you can see where it was low on top of the fender. Now it's nice and flat. This fender here, the body line wasn't very crisp up through here, so I kept blocking until it got better. And you can see by the color of the filler, I didn't put any of this in, but it was way too much filler. I blocked quite a bit of it out. This ended up being high here. Remember me saying I was going to knock this place down? I knocked it down, and here should have been knocked down too, which I tapped it down a little bit. When I put another coat of primer on, everything should block out good, but I'll do this first just in case I have to spray a little bit of more primer on here, because I only want to primer these things one more time. Up here on the top, it had a high ridge. I took a 2x4, laid it flat, knocked it down. It should be nice and flat now. Another coat of primer and block it down. It should be straight. Looking pretty good though. All where the holes was all welded up and everything, they look real good. Then I got this Keenan hood in here for the reef blue coupe that I was working on. It finally came in and started blocking it. And I always like to block them with 150, the gel coat, because out through here, as you can see, it's still shiny. I blocked this quite a bit. Them are all low places. It seems to always have low places right along the fender edge on both sides. This side ain't too bad. Blocked quite a bit of it out, and it's always pretty low in the back. And if you just was to not block these things and just run a DA over it, you would really never know until you painted it. So I always like to block it with 150, and then I'll put some filler in the low places and give it a good coat of primer, and then I should be able to just block it with 400 and 600. And well, I block with 400 and then run over with a DA with 600, kind of take away some of the 400 scratches. I don't know if it's necessary, but I just do it for habit. I'll hit these shiny places with 80 grit so the filler will stick to it real good, and it won't take much. They're not real low. This is actually the lowest spot, and I can really feel it pretty good, but it's still not real bad. But I'll block them flat, and then I'll primer all these pieces at once. Then after I prime them, they should be ready for final sand and then ready to paint. Okay, about ready to spray some primer. Wanted to show the spots that I've put some filler on the hood to get it nice and flat. Looks like a lot of filler, but it's really pretty thin. But nice and flat now. Now I'm going to put some primer on all the parts. Okay, got everything primed. Everything but the hood should be ready to sand with 400 and 600, and then they'll be ready to paint. The hood, I probably gonna prime it one more time just to make sure it's nice and straight. So I'll block it with 220 and then prime it again, paint it for that reef coupe. But the bumper and everything looks really good now. Now I'm gonna scuff these up. They're textured flares for a new Bronco. I'm going to scuff them up, put a coat of primer on them. They want them smooth. So then I'll be sanding them, probably priming them again, get rid of the texture. Okay, I got the car back in here. Gonna block it with some 220, getting ready for the final primer to be put on it. And I wanted to address this cow panel first. And where it was pushed in, like on the my older video that I showed, I pried it and got it back up straight, and then started to notice that this was down a little bit right through here and on the other side, and was pushing up on them. And I noticed this side cracked, so I started digging into the crack, and you can see that it was painted green over top of this work, so it wasn't done this last time, but somebody did put Bondo on it because it was probably still a little bit low, and it was even still low. That's why I started pushing up on it to get it flat. And you can see just how far down it actually is. It looks like they've I think this is some really old Bondo, so this has probably been done for quite a while. But if you see, that's a hole. I stopped before I started grinding too much so you could see what was actually starting to happen that I was getting into. But I'm gonna have to grind all this out, see if there's actually holes that's gonna have to be welded up, and push the metal back up so there's not a bunch of filler up here. But it sounds like there's quite a bit everywhere through here. But just wanted to show this before I started digging into it too much so you could see it. But you know, that's what I've gotten into. I'm going to address this so I can get some primer on it before I block everything. Looks like they didn't even try and get it up. They just filled it full of mud because there's no places where looks like they tried to pull it up or pry it up or anything. I should be able to straighten it up pretty good. That's quite a bit of filler. Okay, worked it, and now, if anything, I'm a little high right here on this edge, but I want to keep that hedge as high as I can. But the panel came out pretty good. If anything, this inside right here is a little high, but like I said, I want to keep that the way it is, and then I'll skim this with some filler, block it, and see what I've got. If I need to knock this down a little bit, that's not bad. It's a lot better than it was. It won't take nearly as much filler now. But I'm gonna put some filler on it and then block it and see what we got. Hi, Tyson. Hi, Tyson. Well, picked up the metal for the walls of the garage just a little bit ago and got my 2 exhaust fans. I want to say thanks to a guy at Appalachian Metals for flattening them out for me and taking care of me on that. I appreciate it. Sorry I forget your name, but you know who you are. I appreciate it. Well, let's get to putting the walls up. Okay, this evening I went and got the metal for the walls. Started putting up this wall. Got all the way down to the end. Tomorrow I'll get the other wall up. This stuff is a lot harder to work with than I thought it was going to be. It's so flimsy for one person to handle. It was kind of awkward wanting to go everywhere. But I also did pick up my fans, and I got them in. I'm going to still use some spray foam and go around the gaps, around the corners, or around the edges, I'm sorry. I'm hoping though they're going to pull enough to pull the overspray out. But once the ceiling gets put up and the other wall gets put up, it's going to be a whole lot brighter in there. And then I got enough metal for the back wall also. And then my filters are coming, and the retaining pieces, it's like wire that holds the filters from falling through. I got them coming too. So getting everything like I want. It's turned out good. I'm glad it's going to be a lot brighter in here with all the white walls and everything. And then where this metal is so flimsy and the insulation's wanting to push out on it a little bit, what I'm going to do is get some kind of white tape and or put a little bit of glue in behind here, and that way it sticks together and there's no gaps or anything like that, because you see it's so flimsy it's wanting to bow out. So a little bit of glue, hold them panels down nice and straight and tight. Should work good. Yeah, it's coming along. And I got filler on the cow panel. I'll block that in the morning, start blocking the car in the morning. Get it ready for the final primer. Okay, fixing to head in for the evening. Blocked out really nice. That's the hole that they had covered up with the filler. It's nice. It's put back and like all the others now. It was a little wavy on this side. I went ahead and put a thin coat. Got it a lot flatter over here. Ready to prime that. I gotta prime them fender flares and that hood again, so I'll prime it when I primed them. And I started blocking with 220 on the sides. That high place, I ended up having to grind it down a little bit and put a little bit of filler over it after I grinded. I gotta block that down, but other than that, the body line is really nice now. You can see this filler was still a little high there, so I kept blocking until it got flat. But it looks like it's gonna turn out real good for one last coat of primer and then block it to paint. But this evening I already had that wall put up. I put this wall over here all the way up tonight and started on the back. I'll take 2 more pieces right there and then I'll cut them like I did that bottom piece, and then take the scrap and go around the door and probably up at the top. But it's a lot brighter in here now, and seems like it's going to work out really good. I did rig up my fans to test them out when I blew the dust out of here when I was blocking, to see how the fans pulled everything out. Seem like they're going to do real good once the I encase the insides of that so the fans don't try and pull through the walls, just through the filter areas. It should work real good. But it's kind of late and I'm going to go inside, and that'll do it for till tomorrow. I don't think I took any video after I primed everything, but I got another coat of primer on the fender flares. I'm going to sand them, then they'll be ready to paint. Another coat of primer on the hood. Sand it with 400 and 600 and then it'll be ready to paint. Put some primer on the cowl. I went ahead, had a little bit left over and primed where I'd blocked the worst part of, I'd say the worst part I had to do with the body work on this side of the car. I went ahead and primed it again, so I have a little bit more to block out. This cowl panel, it turned out really nice. But I'm gonna push this thing out and get the flares and the hood out of here. I've got to get the shutters for the house put in here, and gonna paint them. Pressure washed the house yesterday evening, and the wife's been on me about painting the shutters. They're red and I'm gonna paint them a dark gray. So today's Saturday, I'm gonna pull them in here and paint them. I don't like brush strokes, so I'm gonna shoot them with the gun and see how it turns out. Well, I got almost all of the shutters painted. I still like 1, 2, 3, 4 big ones and 1 of the small ones, but I couldn't fit them anywhere. But they turned out really good. I'm going to start hanging these on the house and get the others laid up in here and spray them maybe before it gets too dark today. But I'm probably gonna end this video here, but I really like how they turned out. Looks pretty good. Hi, Chief. Tell them to make sure they like the videos, subscribe, share. That way we can grow the channel and start putting out some better videos. Yeah.